Hello students, we will continue here with the topic of sound. Let's start with the characteristic features of vibrations, that is amplitude, time period and frequency. We have already learned that sound is a form of energy which is created when an object vibrates. Now what is vibration? I told you this earlier also. A vibration is a repeated to and fro motion of an object, or you can say the back and forth motion of an object. This motion is also called as oscillatory motion. Here we can have an example of a guitar. You all have might seen a person playing guitar. You will observe that the strings shows to and forth motion, means when the string shows this motion it vibrates and it produces the sound. So in this way the sound is going to produce. How the sound is going to produce? When the object is going to vibrate, means showing the to and fro or back and forth motion. Now once the sound is produced, it has to travel. So how it is going to travel from one part to another? When an object vibrates, it causes the surrounding particles in medium to vibrate. I told you this earlier also, that sound needs medium to travel, correct na? So when an object vibrates, it causes the surrounding particles in the medium to vibrate, and these particles keep on colliding with the neighboring particles till the vibration reaches to the ear. And when once the vibration reaches to ear, we able to hear the sound. And this periodic disturbances in medium is termed as wave. Means this also I told you earlier, that sound is a form of energy which is going to travel, which is going to propagate in the form of waves through medium. So the sound propagates through medium in the form of waves. Now observe these waves carefully. You will able means through these waves the vibration moves in the form of waves. So in this we are going to learn the characteristics of vibrations, the amplitude, frequency and time period. Now what is amplitude? Amplitude refers to the maximum displacement of a particle in a medium from its central position in either direction. Observe the figure carefully, students. If the displacement of particle will be more, then we will conclude that this amplitude is more. And if the particles move less from its central position, we will say that the amplitude will be less. I hope you all understood what is amplitude. Means how much distance that particle is going to cover on its either side of mean position, of its central position. We say that distance is as amplitude. Now let's see what is frequency. The number of oscillations or vibrations per second is called as frequency. Now again observe the figure carefully. In first figure you will able to see number of oscillation is less. As the number of waves is less, we will say number of oscillation is less in 1 second. So the frequency will be less. Whereas in the another figure number of oscillation is more. As you will able to see number of waves are more. So in 1 second it will be more. So we will say the frequency is more. Students, remember the frequency is expressed in the unit of hertz, H-E-R-T-Z, hertz, and the short form of it is Hz. So remember this. What is a frequency? If we will say the number of oscillation in 1 second is 10. So what will be the frequency? 10 hertz. And if the number of oscillation suppose in 1 second is 4, so what is the frequency? 4 hertz. Now next is the time period. Now what is time period? The time taken by a vibrating object to complete one vibration is called its time period. And remember students, the time period and frequency, they are inversely proportional. Means time period is equal to the reciprocal of frequency. Here I am explaining you two sample problem in which in the first one you have to calculate what is frequency of the pendulum, and in the second one you have to calculate what is the time period of the pendulum. Okay, so let's read the first question. A pendulum makes 15 oscillations in 5 seconds, and it is asked what is the frequency of the pendulum. What information you are having in the question is that a pendulum makes 15 oscillations, and how much time it takes? 5 seconds. And you have learned what is frequency. Frequency is the number of oscillations made by any vibrating object in 1 second. Here that vibrating object is pendulum. Okay. So we are having information that in 5 seconds 15 oscillations are made by the pendulum. So we will calculate for 1 second. In 1 second 15 means we have to calculate for 1 second how many oscillations that pendulum is going to make. So number of oscillations upon the time taken, that formula you are going to use, and you will find the number of oscillations in 1 second. And we find that the frequency of this pendulum is 3 oscillations per second. And what is the unit for we are using for frequency is hertz. So that's why the another answer you can write there is 3 hertz in terms of hertz. Okay. Now in the second question, what is the time period? Here you have to calculate time period of a pendulum which is vibrating with a frequency of 10 hertz. Frequency is given to you, and I already told you the time period and frequency, they are inversely proportional. So time period equals to 1 upon frequency. Frequency given to you is 10. So you will put the value and you will calculate it, and you will find that the time period of pendulum is 0.1 second. So this was the characteristics of vibration. Now we are going to learn about the characteristics of sound. Okay, so as we hear a variety of sound in our surroundings, and even though the sounds are different, we are able to recognize them. Now how is it possible to recognize each type of sound? Okay, we are able to differentiate sound on the basis of amplitude and frequency. Now let's see how. The first characteristics of sound which help us, or we are going to study that, and which help us to differentiate between this variety of sounds is loudness. Okay, so this is the first characteristic of sound. Now, loudness of a sound depends on the amplitude of vibrations of the vibrating object. So, it is the amplitude which is related to the loudness of sound. Greater the amplitude of vibration, louder the sound will be. And lesser the amplitude of vibration, feeble, or you can say quieter the sound will be. Students, remember, loudness of sound is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration producing the sound. Okay, means if the amplitude of vibration is doubled, then the loudness will become 4 times. Okay, suppose the amplitude is 2, then the loudness will be 4 as the amplitude gets doubled. Okay, the loudness will be 4. Loudness of sound is expressed in the unit called decibel. Remember this, loudness is expressed in a unit called decibel. We are having some common sources of sound around us, and the loudness of that sources, that sound is given in this chart. Remember this. Like the loudness of normal breathing is 10 decibel, of soft whispering is 30 decibel, then normal conversation is 60 decibel. So remember this, and the loudness above 80 decibel is going to be physically painful. Remember this also. Now the next characteristic of sound is pitch. Pitch is that characteristic of sound which by which we can distinguish between different sounds of same loudness. Okay. For example, if we can distinguish between a man's voice and a woman's voice even without seeing them, why? How we able to do this? Because the man's voice and a woman's voice differ in their pitch, or you can say shrillness. Okay, a man's voice having a low pitch, whereas the woman's voice is shrill, having a high pitch. So the pitch of sound depends on the frequency of vibration. As the amplitude, the loudness depends on the amplitude, in the same manner the pitch of sound depends on the frequency of vibration. If frequency of vibration is low, the sound produced has a low pitch, and if frequency of vibration is high, the sound produced has a high pitch. When you are going to compare a man's voice, a woman's voice, and then a small baby voice, you will find that woman's voice is more shriller than men, and a small baby voice is more shriller than a woman. Okay. More shriller means having high pitch. So women's voices having high pitch than men, and baby voices having rather than more high pitch than women. Let's have an example of a beating of drum and the blowing of a whistle. The beating of a drum produces a low pitch sound having low frequency, whereas the blowing of whistle produces a high pitch sound having high frequency. So we will say whistle sound is going to be more shriller as having high frequency as compared to that of a drum. When in the same manner, when you will compare a bird sound and a roaring of lion, you will find that the bird makes a high pitch sound having high frequency, whereas roaring of lion is a low pitch and having a low frequency, whereas the lion roar in terms of loudness is very loud and the bird comparatively feeble. Now the next topic is audible and inaudible sounds. Whenever an object vibrates, sound is produced, but we won't able to hear all kind of sounds. The sound of frequencies which we able to hear are called as audible sounds. It is between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And the sounds of frequencies less than 20 hertz and more than 20,000 hertz we won't able to hear. So such sounds are called as inaudible sounds. The sounds of frequencies less than 20 hertz are called infrasonic sounds, and the sounds of frequencies greater than 20,000 hertz are called ultrasonic sounds. So students, we won't able to hear infrasonic sounds and ultrasonic sounds, but there are some animals which able to hear this and produce this kind of sounds. But for human ears, 20 the range is from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Next is noise and voice, music. Noise, the unpleasant sounds around us are called noise, and it is going to be produced by irregular vibrations of the sound. There are various examples: the blowing of the horns, the various bursting of the crackers, the sounds produced by machines in the stress industries. There are many examples. Whereas what we call as music, the sounds which are pleasant to hear are called musical sounds, and it is going to be produced by the regular vibrations of the sound, like any of the sound played by the musical instruments. Okay, next is your noise pollution. Now the sounds that are loud and unnecessary are called noise, and the presence of this loud, unwanted and disturbing sounds in the environment is called noise pollution. There are major sources of noise pollution: the sounds produced by the motor vehicles, the bursting of crackers, the various sounds produced by machines in the industries, then the playing of louder speakers, the constructions of the buildings. All these are the different sources. Even at your homes, near means in your homes, the loud playing of radio, the sound produced by kitchen appliances, then sound produced by desert coolers. All these are the different sources of noise pollution. Now, what kind of harms we are having from this noise pollution? The various harms which we are having is it can cause sometimes great damage to our ears, and we may lose our hearing, means permanently damage of the hearing, that ears will be there, eardrums will be there. Okay, apart from that, anxiety, hypertension, then the disturbance in the sleep, all these are the different harms of noise pollution. Now there should be certain measures to control this noise pollution. The silencing devices should be used in various engine parts. Then noisy operation should be conducted away from the residential area. Then the use of automobile horn should be minimized. TV music system should be run at low volumes. And at lastly, trees must be planted so that on the side of the roads as well as in the residential areas, so that it will cut the noisy pollution. So with this, I